in the beginning it was always this person does not want to do an interview with you, but they've agreed because it's us. Well, what does that mean? What am I? Some like weird exotic that's extinct and they don't want to come near you and I have leprosy? What is it? So I always get so why are you not working with so-and-so, or why are you not pushing for this? I'm like, Arey, agar plate mein kuch nahi hai, I'm like, I can only choose from what is there. This was like a multi-level of feeling hurt. So my biggest question afterwards is I looked, there was a group, like rows of chairs and people sitting in that room. And I turn and I go, did I do something to you people? Did I hurt you in any way? Did you not think it was okay to come stop this? Because I wasn't gonna get up. It's like double the amount of people in this room sitting and watching. My father was sick for a very long time, and I knew it was the beginning of the end because you can see them deteriorating over weeks and months, and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing that prepares you for all of a sudden, and there's nothing that prepares you for a slow death. We did IVF, and they didn't turn into a baby, so that's really heartbreaking, and you feel like a failure, and you feel so low and so upset about it. And in that time, we also said, we went right here in Andheri is a place called St. Catherine's. It's a place for young girls.
In India, social judgments come in plenty, more so for a woman. It can either make you bitter or better. Today I have a person who's fierce, who's loved, and who's loved as well. And she chose to be a better person amid all the comments and perceptions that she had to battle over the years. Today I have Sunny Leone joining me for a conversation only on her story, presented by Limelight Lab Grown Diamonds, only on Bollywood Bubble. Thank you so much for this, Sunny.
Thank you.
It has been long pending, and I genuinely wanted you for the first season. And you have such an amazing story to share. And her story can never be complete without having you. And I have been a little part of that. Like, I've known you a little bit to know. I'll start off with what I said, Young girls today go through a lot of, today social media has become such an evil necessity as well, where people do go through a lot of bad comments. Thankfully, when you were younger, social media was not that big.
No.
But you did go through a lot of negative comments in the beginning when you were really young, in the primitive age. Did that break you?
I think it has to just come down to, all of our personalities are so different.
Yeah.
Some people take things to the heart, and I think I definitely did harbor a lot of those things for many years, because some of the things that were said, they affect you as you get older.
Yeah.
And they shape your perceptions.
Absolutely.
And my philosophy before I knew it was one was, that's who I am, I don't know what to do, like this is, it is what it is. And I always had my head in trying to make money and because I grew up in a very middle class, like lower middle class family, and we didn't have much, and my parents gave us everything that we needed.
Yeah.
It wasn't everything that we wanted. My children get everything that they want. I can't change that. But in my situation, that's what it was like. And at a very young age, I knew in my head that if I wanted to get something I wanted, I'd have to work for it. And through all of those negative comments or people making fun of me, I lived in a very small town. It's predominantly Caucasian, white, and being one of the few Indian girls in the classroom. Not so fun. Now I'm so happy. I love who I am, but at that time it was very difficult. Not wondering why these girls have no hair on their arms, there's no hair on their face. I developed early at a younger age than most of my friends, so then I had this, and then there's boys making fun of me. So it was, I think that a lot of children go through the same thing. But I grew up in a generation where we were not as sensitive. I think the generation now is a lot more
sensitive, and sensible as well, I feel.
Yeah.
They understand the difference.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of kids that don't understand the difference,
That's why they're trolls.
Yes, they're trolls, and then there's, you know, the people who are so sensitive they let social media affect their entire life.
Yeah.
They let a stranger who has no idea who they are and let them dictate their happiness for the day. That's crazy.
That's true.
A stranger dictates my happiness for the day? That's nuts. It's a really crazy thing to think about. And so a lot of the kids out there and young adults, I think we have to put in perspective what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself out there for the world to see. When you put yourself out there for the world to see, you also are going to get negative criticism and you're going to get positive criticism. So I think if we obsess over the negative, then it takes over our world.
But the first time when it happened to you, what was your reaction? Did it break you internally?
No, I just chased down that boy and I was a tomboy growing up, so I didn't play with Barbie dolls, or I did more like boyish things than I did girly things. Now I do more girly things, but at that time it was a child. So yeah, so it wasn't. It didn't really affect me the same way. My parents are really good about keeping my brother and I really busy.
Yeah.
Really busy means busy in activities and their schoolwork, letting us, you know, explore our own neighborhoods. And so they were really good about keeping us busy with different activities and sports and things.
But you know, what I want to ask you is that industry can be divided into two zones, pre-Sunny, post-Sunny. In what terms? I'll tell you, in ideologies, in terms of acceptance. Did you fear when you came that the acceptance would be a problem? Because in the beginning you have also given out interviews where you said that you were treated differently by insiders and by media, and I'm taking it on media as well because they did treat you a little differently. Yeah. Did you apprehend that, and when it happened to you, what was your reaction?
Well, my first reaction is not to have a reaction.
Yeah, I was coming to that.
Very good at that. But later on, of course, it affects you.
Yeah.
I would not be human if it didn't affect me. And the problem is when you work in entertainment, you can't really complain to a lot of people. Who are you going to talk to? It's very limited.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. And then when you do talk to someone, they just tell you, well, that's what it is, and you just have to get over it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, thanks. You don't feel good. There's literally not a lot of people that you can go and speak to about how you feel, how someone treated you.
Yeah.
So there was only one incident where it really, really affected me, and it was on multiple levels it affected me, and it took me a while to snap out of it. And then things started shifting. My brain also said, all right, well, it's not going to go away now, so we might as well just go with it.
Which instant was that?
The Choubey interview was one of the only ones where I was crawled up on my couch going, these people, all of them have hated me or said bad things about me for years, and now someone bashes me on television, and now I'm okay, and now I'm accepted, but I was the same person before the interview. So great, they recognize that, hey, I'm a person, but it really did hurt me.
Yeah.
To watch a lot. And then at some point, you know what? It is what it is, and nothing I can do to change it. So I guess you have to look at it, well, thank you for seeing me as a person, and thank you for, you know, being nice and coming to my aid, which was the first time.
You know, when you became a part of this industry, because you spoke about gossip, there were so many gossip columns written about you as well.
So many.
And I want to know that there are also industry people who talk, and industry people sometimes can be something else on your face, and the moment you turn your back and they are a different person altogether, they have different opinions, and it reaches you somehow or the other.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, many times. In the beginning, it was always, this person does not want to do an interview with you, but they've agreed because it's us. Well, what does that mean? I'm like, thanks, you're such an ass. Why would you say that out loud? You know, or they only do these types of interviews, but you know, they're going to do an interview with you. well, is this like a backhanded weird bad comment to me? What am I? Some like weird exotic that's extinct and they don't want to come near you and I have leprosy? What is it? It's like it happens all the time. But again, my view of these things is to just let it go.
But from producers, directors, actors, have you ever faced something like
Yes, all the time. That's why I live in my own bubble. That's why you don't see me out. That's why you don't see me doing certain things. I always get so why are you not working with so-and-so, or why are you not pushing for this? I'm like, Arey, agar plate mein kuch nahi hai, I can only choose from what is there. I have some sort of pride in myself, and I know the brand that I've built, and Daniel and our entire team, I know what we've done. And we have come leaps and bounds, like over like Mount Everest, you could say. So I don't need to prove myself to anyone. All I care about is that I make a living, because it's my job. I love what I do. I love my fans. I love what we've built. I'm able to do all the things that I've ever dreamed of, which is owning a cosmetic line, clothing line, fragrances. We have this beautiful office. We have a beautiful family, a beautiful home. I mean, what more do I want?
Absolutely.
You know,
but you know, on that note, we'll move on to a second segment, which is also very close to our heart and yours too, because you've just launched something that we all should aim for: sustainable clothing, animal-friendly, vegan clothing, which is outstanding. So I am animal hashtag, but we'll move on to the second segment, and we have a very, very special surprise for you.
Yay!
So we are back with Sunny Leone for a second segment, which is called I Am She. And basically, initially we'll do the game.
Okay.
We'll give you something amazing.
Yay.
And we'll also talk about the clothing line that you've just launched, which is so good because it's animal friendly and it's vegan. And I think it's in the order of the day, to be honest, to make more sustainable choices. So Sunny, there are 7 questions about influential women, Indian women from the country, and some guess who's, some like normal GK questions. You have to get 5 of them correct.
Oh my God.
And
by the way, I'm really bad at this.
And we give you like an amazing gift.
Okay.
Okay? So, who was the first ever Indian female Prime Minister?
Oh my gosh.
This is easy.
Indira Gandhi.
Yes, it is. Zor se, zor se.
Okay, I'm sweating. Please, no more political questions and questions that I should have been in school for. Please.
She did say Indira Gandhi. The second one is who am I?
No.
I'm a Bollywood superstar actress who started my career as a child artist at the age of 4. I am also the daughter of celebrated actor Gemini Ganeshan and have been part of films like Silsila, Khoon Bhari Maang and others. She's an eternal, ageless diva.
Okay, my answer is Rekha.
Yes, it is Rekha ji. Okay.
She is amazing.
Yeah, she's outstanding. It's my dream to interview her someday. So, there was a biopic that released on Saina Nehwal's life this year. Which Bollywood actress played her role in the biopic?
Would it be Praniti Chopra?
Yes, it is Pariniti Chopra. 3 out of 3.
Yay!
This is very easy. You should be able to answer it. One will be your name only. Name 3 actresses who are very vocal about making sustainable choices.
Myself, and then also Bhumi.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say her last name.
Bhumi Pednekar.
Pednekar.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bhumi. Very bad. I know.
Nothing like that. Okay. This TV presenter and journalist, female TV presenter and journalist, is known for her fierce, unbiased opinions, and she rose to fame with her show The Urban Debate. She actually stands out from all the other journalists of her breed, agenda free, and honestly she's going independent at this point, and that's fantastic.
Could it be Faye D'Souza?
Yes, it is Faye D'Souza, and with this you've got 5 out of 5. तो अभी 2 questions पूछने का क्या ही जरूरत है, मैं आपको gift दे देता हूँ, you will love it. It's basically a sustainable diamond ring from Limelight lab grown diamonds.
No way!
So since you...
This is the best interview!
Yay! See? So basically, the reason why we partnered with them is because this diamond is not mined, so you don't waste water, you don't waste land, and of course,
or people.
It's made in a lab and it's absolutely real, and it's a homegrown technology completely made in India. And I hope you like it because I know that you love sustainable choices in life, and this definitely something that you deserve.
Oh my God! I'm so excited. It's a real diamond?
Yes, it is.
It's not diamond dust, right?
No, it's diamond. I have a
somebody
certificate.
said, if you come and hang out with us, we'll give you diamonds, and they sent me diamond dust.
No. This is a real diamond. We don't cheat people. You can see if it fits you also.
It'll fit on, it'll fit on, it'll fit.
It'll fit?
Yay! It fits!
So this is not a blood diamond at all. No lives are lost. It's made in a lab and it's absolutely real. We are going to give you a certificate also, so that you know that this
Look,
is
I have
actually
goosebumps.
real.
Thank you.
But I want to ask you this, that you've come up with your own brand, and even your makeup brand is very sustainable and animal friendly.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you that that's also the reason why we partnered with Limelight, because they make sustainable diamonds, and I had no idea about sustainable diamonds before I got introduced to this brand. How important is it to choose sustainable or to make sustainable choices in life today? What do you think? Because we've just been through like a terrible pandemic.
Right. I think that we're at a time where we have so many things at our fingertips to find out how something is made or what you want to believe in. We've had a lot of time to think about it. And I think it's about time that we make choices that are either good for our environment, good for animals, and really saving people and the planet and animals so that no one gets hurt. It's not necessary anymore. Yeah. It really isn't necessary. So make sure you buy sustainable. No leather.
Absolutely.
No animals.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you talk about acceptance, I remember the interview that you're talking about, and as a viewer, I felt like punching that person. How did you sit through that interview? What kind of patience does it take for a person to sit through such a nasty 20 minutes?
So like I said, this was like a multi-level of feeling hurt. So my biggest question afterwards is I looked, there was a group, like rows of chairs and people sitting in that room. And I turn and I go, did I do something to you people? Did I hurt you in any way? Did you not think it was okay to come stop this? Because I wasn't going to get up. It's like double the amount of people in this room sitting and watching. Now imagine you've worked with these people for many years. You know them on multiple levels or personal level, whatever it is. And not one person thought, hey guys, this is not right. Let's stop it. Not one. So that's what I meant, like multi-levels of feeling hurt. And then afterwards, I even asked, I go, did I do something to you? What did I do? And no one helped. So I have the personality where I'm not going to just lay down and get up and walk away. So the questions that he asked, let's be honest, are questions that I've been asked many times.
It's how the questions were asked.
It was in the way that it was asked, and also answering the questions like by yourself or not letting me finish. So I think that he came in with one perspective, left with that same perspective.
Yeah.
And has no respect for me.
I don't think he has respect for women, I'm being honest.
I don't know. Because, I have not seen any of his other interviews.
Because that interview stems from a very deep-rooted conditioning of moth-eaten moralities, and it's sad. Yeah. It is a big blot on journalism, and you can't call it journalism to make somebody sit. वो ज़माना गया जहाँ पे ना वो political leaders को बिठा के ऐसे grill करते थे. Yeah. It's nothing. It's not of national security that you ask pointed questions, but in the right way, just like you said. What happened was that when we watched the interview, we also felt the same thing,
Yeah.
that was one part of the interview. Like you're clarifying it today, because you have always been a very guarded person. You don't speak out on your side of the story. What happened is a lot of people did feel that like they didn't stop the interview. So maybe it was planned and everything, but we knew the way you were sitting. I
was doing this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it was hurtful to be on that chair at that. What were the thoughts that went behind your mind? Like, why did while
one of the things
also,
you asked me earlier, and this was one of the things that was said, is this is a big time journalist, and he doesn't usually do interviews like this, but he's agreed to talk to you. There was the one thing, and this was also still in the beginning, like I wouldn't say like beginning, but let's say in the first 3-4 years of being here. So I don't know. I'm not watching the news. I don't watch the news. I don't. So they told me who it was. We're doing 50 interviews that day. All right, great, whatever. I'm talking about this movie, Masti Zade, out of all of them. It's not like some serious film. It's a sex comedy. So it's not like, you know, we're talking about a national award-winning film or something. It's a comedy film. Based on adult things and talk. So I was like, okay, whatever, like, you know, it's another interview and everybody has the same questions. So I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, okay, well, I should observe respect. If he's somebody who's high up on the totem pole, and you should always respect your elders. That's what was going through my head. So I sat there and I wanted it to end, and I almost got out of it once. Almost. It was so close. But then he said, no, sit down. I was like, okay.
The industry perception did change. At least, like you said, that it took an interview. It's sad. But at the same time, I remember this. I don't know if I've told you this previously, but your movie was coming and Sonam's Neerja was coming right after, and we had all gone to her office the day the interview came out. The next day, actually. She spoke to us and she said that she literally cried watching that interview, and her mother also was very emotional about it. And then Amir Khan has gone, because he took Amir Khan's name, that Amir Khan doesn't want to work with you. And Amir Khan has gone on another show and said that I have never said that I want to work with, and you've eventually worked with Shah Rukh Khan. And I know that Salman sir, Shah Rukh sir, they really respect you as a human being and as an individual.
They've always been very, very nice and respectful.
So did you see that perspective change?
Yeah, of course. I mean, at the very beginning, I had a different perspective, which is what I said. I'm like, it took all this for people to see me as, you know, as a real person, and, you know, trying to make it or trying to work hard, whatever it is. And then obviously my perspective changed as I calmed down, you know. It took a little while, and then I'm thankful. I'm thankful that everybody who spoke up, or everybody who said everything that was so nice in my favor, I was so thankful, because I knew it was wrong. And the best line that he gave me was, because I called and said, listen, I'm a guest in this country. I don't want to hurt people's sentiments. I don't want to hurt any group of people. Please, can I send somebody to your office just to hear it?
Yeah, I was going to come to that.
And then, you know, just tell me that, no, Sunny, it's okay. And he said, well, once the interview comes out, you can send somebody to the office and they can transcribe the whole interview for you, and we'll send it to you. And I was like, what kind of answer is that? Still being so rude. Still, I personally spoke to him after. So it wasn't that his intentions were in the right place, or let's just say he was just doing his job. Yeah. Right? Like you said, one perception, one personality here, one here. No, but it's the same person. Yeah. And the best thing is the next few days, the entire country and media circle had transcribed it for me. This was awesome. I mean, that felt good. Yeah. You know, because I was like, take that.
Sad. But I want to ask you that you had left the country after that. Was it also because
I think it was in the plan already. I definitely was. And I switched off my social media. I think my social media was on autopilot with our team. I didn't want anything. I didn't want to look at it. I didn't look at my phone. I didn't want to read anything. And And that was it. And I would get an update, and then Daniel was really understanding, and he understood that I was in like not a great place mentally. So he let it be. And then after like a week or so, I think it was like a few weeks, like, okay, I'm in Los Angeles, I'm with my friends, like my really close friends there, and this place makes me happy, and I'm away from everything, so it helped.
But you know, Sunny, one role that you have amazingly played and you continue to play is that of being a mother. And I know of people who've come and told me whose kids are in the same school, were in the same school because pandemic se pehle, and they tell me that you go and drop them off every morning, you pick them up every after their school, and I know that everything that is scheduled, even this interview is scheduled according to their schedule. Usually you don't see actors do that. They have a nanny or something or whatever, but you've always chosen to do that yourself. Is it because you want to be a part of every milestone in their life?
Also, I believe it's there's that, of course, and there's also the fact that I'm not a young parent. I'm not someone in my early 20s trying to figure life out still, and you know, things happen, and it's great. Having a child young is amazing because your body just bounces back so fast. I did not have my children, but I really, really wanted children, and so did my husband. So we want to see them, and every little tiny issue. I think we have more separation anxiety than the children do. The children are totally fine. They don't want to be around us 24 hours. And now that they're a little bit older, they definitely enjoy their time with their friends and all these different things. But like you saw, we built them their own space next door. So nice. We're so close to them because again, we have separation anxiety. But they also have their own space where they can be free and safe from everything that's going on outside. But they're good children. Really good children.
Yeah, that is true. I just met them. I just want to ask you this because you just said that you're not a young mother, but it's always difficult to deal with the loss of a parent, you know.
Yeah.
And you lost your parents in quick succession. I think in a matter of 2 years, and it was a difficult time. How did you deal with that? What went through your mind?
Well, they're not here, so I don't have that anxiety anymore. But I do have a mother-in-law that's still alive, so she's really important to us. We lost Daniel's father, and before the pandemic started. So, I mean, of course, you know, you want your parents to live forever, but there's things that are out of our control, which is life and death.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. It's not something that you can prepare for. No matter how much you want to, you cannot. And even if they're sick for a long time, like my father was sick for a very long time, and I knew it was the beginning of the end because you can see them deteriorating over weeks and months, and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing that prepares you for all of a sudden, and there's nothing that prepares you for a slow death. It's like impossible. And I think as parents, all we can do is be the best version of ourselves and be healthy, and not at least do the basics of keeping ourselves healthy. So,
you know, but you chose adoption, which is something, which is a topic that not many people discuss. And today there are films being made on adoption and stuff. It is very difficult to adopt because I've been wanting to do that, and I know it's very, very difficult. So, what was the entire process? How long did it take you, and why did you choose? So your first child was adopted, and I just met her, and she's one of the happiest kids.
I know.
Which is touchwood.
She's so cute. So we were going through the process of surrogacy. And in this process of surrogacy, that takes a long time. It took about, I think, a year and a half from start to finish.
Yeah.
And during that time, before we decided, hey, why don't we just adopt, surrogacy wasn't going as planned. So we had 6 eggs, 4 girls and 2 boys. In America, you know the gender.
Yeah.
And you can do like genetic testing, all that kind of stuff. That's in the US, not here. So the girls were, they were, we did IVF and they didn't turn into a baby. So that's really heartbreaking, and you feel like a failure and you feel so low and so upset about it. And in that time, we also said, we went right here in Andheri is a place called St. Catherine's. It's a place for young girls. And we went there and we were seeing all these little babies, and I said, why can't we just adopt a baby? What is the difference? She's still ours. We're not connected genetically, but we will be connected through our heart. So that process started. Because that other process was not working, this process it's a what if as well. So it takes a little bit of time, a lot of paperwork, a lot of due diligence. And then we found out we were having twin boys and a little girl all in the same week. You know, we call that God's plan. So we had 3 in a very, very short time. But it was the best, because she's the best sister to her brothers and
Absolutely.
the best little girl.
But
Very
thank
smart.
you, because you know, like I started off saying that you've donned several hats and you continue to do that with extreme amount of dignity and poise, which is what you require, and more than that, with extreme amount of kindness, which is a rarity in today's times. And I hope that the kindness that you exude spread to everybody around you.
Oh, I hope so.
And everybody just learns to accept each other the way they are,
Yeah.
rather than asking them to change their ways of being. Thank you. Her story wouldn't have been complete without you.
Thank you.
And I always say this, that if she can, you can too.
That's true.
Thank you so much. It was lovely.
Hi, I'm Sunny Leone, and you're watching me on Bollywood Bubble, Her Story.